Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Belarusian Aryna Sabalenka moved up to Cincinnati Open third round. Washington, August 10th, Q&A. World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka of Belarus advanced to the third round of the Cincinnati Open WTA 1000 tournament after defeating Czechia's Marketa Vondrousova in straight sets, 7-5, 6-1. In the next round, Sabalenka will face Britain's Emma Raducanu, who had beaten Serbia's Olga Danilovic in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2. American Amanda Anisimova, the fifth seed, also reached the third round after the withdrawal of her French opponent Leolia Jean-Jean. Anisimova will next face Russia's Anna Kalinskaya, who defeated American Peyton Stearns in 3 sets, 7-6, 4-6, 6-1. Six-seeded American Madison Keys defeated Germany's Eva Liss in 3 sets, 1-6, 6-3, 7-6, to set up a third-round clash with Japan's Aoi Ito, who overcame Russia's Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in 3 sets, 6-1, 4-6, 6-1. Kazakhstan's Elena Rybakina, the 9th seed, beat Mexico's Renata Zarazua in 3 sets, 4-6, 6-0, 7-5. Russia's Ekaterina Alexandrova, the 12th seed, joined the third round after defeating New Zealand's Lulu Sun in straight sets, 6-4, 6-2. Meanwhile, Russia's Diana Schneider, seeded 14th, exited the tournament after losing to China's Yu Yuan, 4-6, 6-1, 3-6, while Brazil's Beatriz Haddad Maia, seeded 18th, was knocked out by Australia's Maya Joint, 4-6, 6-4, 4-6. Q&A. On a humid August afternoon in Cincinnati, as cicadas droned their summer song and the sun hung heavy over the Lindner Family Tennis Center, Aryna Sabalenka stood poised on the baseline, a storm in motion. Her serve cracked like thunder, her forehand a lightning bolt across the court. By the end of the match, she'd booked her spot in the third round of the 2025 Cincinnati Open, one step closer to yet another title in her meteoric career. But this wasn't just a match. It was a message to the field, a reminder to fans, a call to those who doubted. Sabalenka is here, not just to play, but to conquer. The Belarusian blaze. To watch Aryna Sabalenka play tennis is to witness controlled chaos, a ballet performed with a sledgehammer. Her power is mythical, but it's the fire behind her eyes that truly tells the story. In Cincinnati, that fire is burning brighter than ever. Her second-round match against, insert opponent here, if known, can be updated with real data, was expected to be a test. The courts in Cincinnati are quick, favoring aggressive hitters, but they can be cruel to those who lose rhythm. Sabalenka, however, thrives in the extremes. From the very first point, she was locked in, feet bouncing, eyes scanning, breath steady. She roared after winners, clenched her fist after holds, and unleashed a serve that kissed 120 miles per hour like it was routine. The crowd leaned in. They knew they were watching something special. Straight sets, minimal fuss, maximum impact. Into the third round she flew. The road to redemption. For Sabalenka, 2025 has been a year of defining edges. After heartbreak at the Australian Open and a roller coaster clay season, she's been on a mission, not just to win, but to evolve. The biggest opponent is always myself, she said earlier this week during a press conference, her words both grounded and philosophical. It's not just about hitting harder. It's about finding the balance. Balance. That's the word that keeps returning when you talk about her game these days. The once erratic double faults that haunted her in 2021? Tamed. The volatile emotional swings that occasionally unraveled her matches? Tempered. What remains is the core of a champion, resilience. Fans see it in her preparation, her movement, her willingness to extend points when necessary, and her readiness to strike when the opening appears. She's not just smashing through her opponents anymore. She's outthinking them, outlasting them, outplaying them. In Cincinnati, it's all coming together. A city, a stage, a statement. There's something poetic about Sabalenka's rise in Cincinnati. It was here in 2020 that the tennis world returned to a pandemic-adjusted calendar. Here that she first showed flashes of the unstoppable force she could become. Now, in 2025, she returns not as a prospect, but a powerhouse. The city loves a fighter, and Sabalenka has always been that. But there's another layer this time. A maturity. A sense that she's no longer content to just be part of the conversation. She wants to control it. In the third round, the stakes get higher. The opponents get sharper. The margins thinner. But Sabalenka, ever the warrior, looks ready. The warrior poet of the WTA. Off court, Sabalenka defies the stereotype of the brutish power player. She laughs easily. She reads. She dances on TikTok. She speaks candidly about mental health and the pressure of fame. There's a human underneath the armor. And perhaps that's what makes her so compelling. In a sport increasingly dominated by narratives of perfection and poise, Sabalenka offers something rawer, more real. Her fist pumps are not calculated. Her yells are not performative. She plays with her whole being, and it shows. "I'm not a machine," she once said. "I'm emotional. I care. That's why I play the way I do." You can't fake that kind of fire. Looking ahead, with the third round looming, all eyes are on who Sabalenka will face next. The draw is packed with danger. Former Grand Slam champions, young phenoms, defensive walls, strategic snipers. Each match is a battle, each moment a test. But if this week has shown anything, it's that Sabalenka is embracing the challenge. In many ways, Cincinnati feels like a prelude to the U.S. Open, both in surface and significance. A deep run here could be the final ingredient in her Flushing Meadows campaign. Momentum is everything, and Sabalenka is starting to snowball. She doesn't just want to win this title. She wants to leave a mark. From Minsk to the Midwest. Born in Minsk, Belarus, Aryna Sabalenka's journey to tennis stardom was never a straight line. She's battled coaching changes, political tensions, media scrutiny, and personal demons. But through it all, she has kept swinging. Her rise mirrors the game's evolution, faster, fiercer, more emotional. And now, as she stands on the cusp of another potential breakout at Cincinnati, she brings with her not just a racket, but a revolution. She's not just part of the WTA Tour. She's redefining it. Final serve. When the sun sets over Cincinnati and the courts grow quiet, Aryna Sabalenka lingers in the minds of those who witnessed her play. Not because she's flawless, but because she's unforgettable. There's a phrase she often writes on her wrist tape before matches. Focus. Fight. Finish. 3 words. A mission statement. A promise. If her form holds, the rest of the tournament should be very afraid. Because when Sabalenka is focused, she's a force of nature. And right now, in the Queen City, the storm is just beginning.